Welcome back to NolaPapa. This is season 3 of this new project, and I'm having a lot of fun doing it, and I appreciate all the support, each and every one of you coming and listening to me get things off my chest, and I am having so much fun, and thank you for coming along on this new adventure. I hope all of y'all had a great new year. We are off to the races, and we'll see how 2020 matches up to 2019. There's a lot of stuff going on, so hopefully, nationally, worldly, hopefully it's a little better than 2019. If you like what I have to say, I would hope that you could subscribe to our NolaPapa YouTube channel and click that notification bell. When I release new episodes, you'll be notified. I hope while you're doing that, go ahead and go to Instagram and follow our family's journey at NolaPapa, and go on over to Facebook and follow NolaPapa there. And it's about us coming together as a little village, inspiring one another, lifting one another up, and just bringing positivity, because this world is crazy and it's all about inspiring one another. So come along, let's do it. And while we're at it, 2020 happened, and the last few months I've been dealing with something, and I haven't really talked about it. And I thought, and I didn't really tell anybody. I, kind of kept it a secret because I don't know why. I didn't want to talk to everybody about it. I think that now I felt like I would do the extreme opposite and do a YouTube episode on it. So I've had recently a health scare, and I felt like it was important to talk about that. So welcome back to NolaPapa. Let's do it. I personally have been going through something that I haven't really talked about. It is personal, very personal, and I have been dealing with it for about 3 months now, and I didn't really tell anybody, really. I told my husband, I told my mom, didn't really tell anybody else. I told a couple other people. And it's weird. I don't know why I didn't. I don't know if it's because of fear or if it was like denial, but I've had a health scare, and I didn't really know how to deal with it. But I'm a dad, and it'd be easy for me to just completely cover myself in fear and not even want to deal with it. But I can't do that because I'm a dad, and it's very important that I'm there for my children. So just to dive into it, about 3.5 months ago, I woke up, in the morning, and I looked down at my pillow, and I saw that there was smears of blood on my pillow. And I thought, oh, well, Ella scratched me, no big deal, right? So I just put some lotion and stuff on it, and I waited for it to heal, and it took a while, but it finally went away, and I was like, okay, well, that took forever. And then a couple of weeks went by, and I woke up, same thing in the morning, and there was smears of blood on my pillow. And I said, no, I know Ella did not scratch me. And I looked in the mirror, and it was like this little wound, kind of like the top of an eraser head on a pencil. It was circular, and it was right here, and it would bleed. And this particular time, it did not go away. And I, put stuff on it, and it would still bleed. My heart started beating about it. Like, I'm only 38. Like, what's the deal? So after, I guess, about a month, because I was scared, and also too, I didn't want to know. I think I was in denial, and I didn't know. I didn't want to know what it was. And that's weird. Maybe it's not weird. I don't know if that's normal. But after a while, my husband's a doctor, so I said, Douglas, what is this? And I, showed him, and he looked, and he paused for a second, and he said, you need to go see about that. How long has it been bleeding? And I was like, well, about a couple months. And he said, okay, well, you need a dermatologist appointment, pronto. So I told him, I was like, well, cut the BS. What do you think it is? And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, what is it? And he said, well, I'm not a dermatologist, but to me, it looks like basal cell carcinoma. And I was like, oh, well, carcinoma. I guess that's where the whole fear and denial came from, because I didn't want to hear that. So he scheduled me a dermatologist appointment, and I went, and she did a biopsy on it, and she said that she thought it was basal cell carcinoma. Well, she told me, first of all, she told me that if there was anything that you wanted or you had to have with cancer, basal cell carcinoma would be what you would choose. And what you would have to do is you just get it removed. And I was relieved, but I wasn't relieved enough until I got the biopsy back. And the biopsy took about a week. But the biopsy came back, and it was basal cell carcinoma. And I was relieved, but it was scary because it's cancer. And I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to do. And my dermatologist said there were a couple of options. Well, there's 3 options. She could either do it, which she didn't recommend because it's, on my head. And she would feel more comfortable me going to a plastic surgeon or go to a full-blown surgeon. And we weighed our options, and we felt like the plastic surgeon was the most realistic option for us. And I went in for a consultation, and he looked at it and told me exactly what he was going to do, and he scheduled me for my appointment and my surgery. And I went today. I just got home, and he numbed it, and that hurt. I'm a wimp. I've never even had stitches before, so I was very nervous about it all. I didn't know what to expect. I'm a wimp when it comes to pain. I've never broken a bone. I've had one cavity in my whole life. I don't really have a threshold because I haven't really had to deal with pain, knock on wood. But I went today and he numbed me up. I had like 5 shots, and then like he drew his little map right here where he was gonna cut and stuff, and then he took me into the surgery room, and I laid down and it began. This was scary. Like, I always think the worst about everything. I pick things apart, I overthink things, and you know, I walked into that room, I laid down on the bed, and you know, like, I couldn't feel shit. Like, my face was all numb. It still is. Not my face, but like back here. And like, it was kind of intense. Like, I have a scar that big, or incision that big. He was awesome though. He went up my hairline, and you know, my hair is gonna cover the scar, and he kind of like went in the direction of my ear. So I'm not gonna have a visible scar, but I mean, like, that's long. And like, I could hear it. Like, he had a soldering iron. Like, I could hear, sorry, this is gross, I know. But like, the sizzle, like, oh, I couldn't believe it. And it lasted for about 40 minutes. And I got cancer cut off my face. And I am really apprehensive. Like, I mean, I'm 38. My mom has had it. She's 56. She got it last year. My mamaw had it. She was like 70 something. Again, I'm 38. Like, what gives? And the dermatologist, when I went in, you know, originally, she said that it was because, you know, I'm fair-skinned, light-eyed. You know, this was something that was under my skin, you know, since I was a little boy, and for some reason it just chose to come out. And I am doing this episode because I want people to know that especially if you have children, you know, there might be fear and there might be denial, the fear of denial, whatever. Don't hang on to those, you know, pessimistic emotions. Don't let those get in the way of a rational decision. Because, I mean, I don't know about basal cell, but I know that, you know, cancer in general, the longer you have it, the more chances it could spread to your lymph nodes or whatever. And by then it could be too late, you know? So just, if there's something going on, just grab your whatever and see to it that you make sure that it gets seen and you don't hold on to that fear and that cripples you. Because I was scared. I still am. I have to go back twice a year to make sure that I have nothing new. But I can't imagine my girls not having me. I can't imagine not having my girls. So the least I can do is to make sure their papa is healthy, that I'm going to be able to provide the life that they deserve. And that goes for any other parent out there. You know, your children need you, and they deserve the life that you can give them. And if I harbor these fearful emotions and that keeps me from, making the right choices to see about my own personal health, that could rob them of that life. So I, beg each and every parent out there, whether it's your testicles, your colon, because colon cancer runs in my family big time. And I'm 38, and I had such a scare with this that I went ahead and scheduled my doctor's appointment, because I want my lab works done. I want my doctor to say, okay, well, you need a colonoscopy next year or when I'm 40, because I will hit the ground running, baby. I will, because I know that colon cancer runs in my family, and I have to do what I got to do to make sure that I'm here for my girls, that I'm here for my husband. And it might be scary, but you need to face it head on and deal with it, because if you don't, then you're robbing your children of the life that you can provide them. And they're worth it.